Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Morning Coffee Review. My name is Michael E. Chave. I'll be your host today. And as always, feel free to ask any questions around Bluebeam. This is for all of you. So if you are new, feel free to chime in at any point. Today, we're going to be talking about sets primarily. The reason why I'm pausing is because there was a question at one point, is sets going to be reimagined at some point? And it's not, but it's going to evolve into something else. And I'm assuming this whole purchase and acquisition of Firmus is going to shed some light into here. So let me remove these read AI notes. Anyone else I need to remove? Let's see. Cool. Oh, your note taker, the Otter AI too. Thank you. Alrighty, but we do have some newest purchases that they did from an acquisition standpoint. Remember, GoCanvas was purchased probably about a year and some odd months ago by Numachek. Numachek owns Bluebeam, so a little history. And now they purchased Firmus. And who purchased it though? Let's see. I think Bluebeam? That wouldn't make sense. Probably Numachek, right? It doesn't say. So in the email that I got. But hold on, let me copy this link and we'll start sharing it. Morning, David. We'll chime in here. Did everyone see this posted? Did anyone not see this? Okay. Who's in labs? Anyone here in the Bluebeam labs? No. Did they have anything on this in there? I'm trying to see. There was another email, I think, from Bluebeam that wasn't this one, because we get a different one from channel. This is partners. There was one where it had the all right, I can't find it. I don't want to sit here while you guys just stare at me looking at my emails trying to find it. There was one where it listed what the integration was going to be. I'll find it here in a second because we'll just go to the Bluebeam website. Oh, read full story here. Thank you. That's where it was. Because we'll look at the base solution, then we'll look at like how Bluebeam's going to integrate it because they already had it on their website. Okay. Yes, that's what I was in. Oh, great. So this AI platform isn't, Doug, this was the AI platform you were talking about when you said you couldn't talk about it. Is that correct? Okay, cool. Then yeah, you're talking about the other one I was talking about, but you also knew about this. Okay. So this company, which I didn't know was out there, let's read a little bit about it. So what do they say at the beginning? Actionable insights reduces inherent risks evaluating project quality for GCs, architects, and developers. So Matt, keynote for you. What is this going to do to help from an architectural standpoint? I thought it was more of a GC tool, but it also helps for AI reviews, I'm assuming, enhanced risk management, and then resolve and excel in the action phase. Okay. My key point is how is this going to integrate probably is what you all thought originally too, right? So let's go and look at their website. So Bluebeam has acquired, Bluebeam acquired. So that is different. Bluebeam owns it, not, well, yeah, I guess by a byproduct. Where it's different with GoCanvas, because GoCanvas was purchased by, now GoCanvas was purchased by Numachek. So they're sister companies, Bluebeam and GoCanvas, where Firmus is owned directly by Bluebeam. Okay. So we'll talk about both products, but again, we're going to get Peter on from GoCanvas or somebody from GoCanvas here soon to show you what GoCanvas is at its base again. I have access to it. I just haven't drilled too far into it to give you a lot of good explanations, and maybe he'll give you guys some future stuff on what's going to be released at Unbound. But okay, so this is the main part I just scrolled down to. If you all know me, I just look for the bold stuff and then read those primarily. And then if it's something of interest that I need to dig into, I'll read it all. But basically, they are going to combine their AI-powered review in the workflow. So Firmus scans and analyzes PDFs, drawings to provide insights with AI-generated markups. So somehow it's going to create markups by analyzing the PDF data with dashboards and trackable issues within the workflows. So if I go back to over here, it's going to read the information that's part of the PDF. Let's look at the review. It's going to detect and mitigate pre-construction issues. We provide a suite of AI tools that can scan sheets, detect issues on construction documents, such as incomplete designs, scope gap, and discrepancies. So it's going to know information that is going to be missing, an MEP oversight related to a pipe diameter based on the number of plumbing fixtures and distances of the water main of a construction building. So it's going to find out information from the PDF. So again, this is where it's going to come down to how much information are we actually having on our drawing sets? Is this going to increase quality control because it's going to look for information? I don't know. Then there is smarter overlay comparison. So this is what really stuck out to me. I'll read some of this stuff that you guys are messaging here. It wasn't working properly when I was working on it. Nope. Yeah, Bluebeam was developed this stacking plans. Yeah, basically generally lining up via grid lines. Yeah. Will it reconcile the spec book with the plans too? I don't know if it will from the specs. Specs always a pain point, so I don't know. Now you're dreaming. Yeah. So smarter overlay. This was a big comparison right here. This is the one that kind of keyed me in. I know there were some questions or folks would have loved a better overlay and comparison feature. I have wanted one, and we all know, Liz, you showed us, Liz is still here, right? Yep. Liz showed us the Control Shift V hotkey and that ability to go through and overlay a specific area. So I'll open up review. All of you were asking earlier about this update, if anyone installed it. I still haven't updated, probably 2 updates ago. So I think there was a recent update coming out here shortly. So I think I'm 2 behind. Yeah, I think I'm 2 behind. But this is just find folders and PDFs. Okay, so this is I should probably update. Oh, in the coming weeks. So this is just embedded and then they're going to turn it on. So it's part of the update, but it wasn't actually on. This is that AI search feature within Studio Projects. So within Studio Projects, we'll get into that in a second. I don't want to detour because I want to dig into this a little bit more and then we'll get back into that. There's a way to overlay. I clicked on one thing. Where was it? It had showed that overlay compare feature where it was just grabbing. Oh, it's this AI match. So Okay. I don't think I'm sharing with sound. Okay.
Plans across disciplines or track changes in documents and detail revisions, AI Match has you covered. AI Match allows for a cross-scale comparison of your floor plans and blow-ups, as well as overlaying drawings across disciplines, scales, and revisions with unparalleled accuracy and speed. Transform your pre-construction process with AI Match and instantly detect discrepancies and changes, keeping your workflow efficient and error-free. Book a demo today for a cross-scale comparison of your floor.
Sorry, I'm just going to go back because I wanted to see how it matched it. So they created a box.
Comparison of your floor plan.
It grabbed the box. It looks like it's asking for a scale. What file are you pointing to? Is it pointing to where you want it to go and match to? I think that's, yeah, match to. It's right here. So here, the original one, and then where's it going?
And blow-ups, as well as overlaying drawings.
So now they're selecting where it's going.
Across disciplines, scales, and revisions.
So it's grabbing this one here.
With unparalleled accuracy.
Okay, so now it has both, and then what? It's a match line. You see this? So there's some type of match line missed in this step. Did it do this? I don't know.
And speed.
So it's this match line. Is that AI? I don't know. Because they're doing a match line. Like, did it do that, or are they doing that?
Transform your pre-construction process with AI Match and instantly.
See, I'll always be transparent with AI. Is that AI, or is it matching the line? We'll find out, I guess, at Unbound. Did they draw the line and then they just grabbed it and say, yeah, you match that? Or did it match it with its own match lines? That's going to be the conversation topic there if it's truly AI.
Detect discrepancies and changes, keeping your workflow efficient and error-free. Book a demo today.
Yeah, this is what I saw earlier. So I'm wondering, is it going to automatically move things? So I'll make some PDF sets whenever. They probably won't release this to the public until after Unbound. Or is it early next year? I think it was. They said some date. And we'll do some testing around this to confirm if it's truly AI. And it's not just like you match a line and you match another line and then it matches magically, but you're actually doing something. Okay. So what's the next one? Speed and scale. So automate repetitive manual checks across hundreds of sheets, helping teams compress review cycles while improving document quality and completeness. Okay. Next one is elevated. So with Bloom Studio as a central hub, real-time collaboration, teams are already connected with their drawings. Firmus will enrich the same shared studio environment by identifying risks. This one is what stood out to me the most. So it's going to identify risks on PDFs. Now, Matt and I met two young gentlemen at Autodesk University back in 2023, and they were building an AI solution that they were showing that would help professors. They're from the UK. Matt, correct me if I'm wrong. They were from somewhere in Europe. I think it was the UK. And they were creating an AI solution back in 2023 that would automatically revise and show issues on PDFs for submitted documents. So that really piqued my interest seeing this. Is this kind of like that, where it's going to find issues on PDFs, but what are the risks and how does it identify it, right? There's a lot of code information out on the interwebs. So if an LLM had access to everything on the internet, then a municipality has to upload up code restrictions, right? So if that information lives on the internet, then is that what it's grabbing? Or is that what they gave the instruction to grab? Or did they grab it all, upload it all to their LLM, large learning model themselves? I don't know. It's intriguing. This one, out of all of them, I think this is a really cool one. This one, is it truly AI? Speed and scale, that's just, looking at them. This one is going to be another one. In a studio session, you'll be able to check for risks. And you know what was cool when you go back over here, they had these dashboards. So having a dashboard that tells you scope creep, we all know that doesn't ever happen on projects, right? So that'll be interesting. Let me go back to the chat. Okay, I guess we got pretty far when I was talking. So I've said there's all this before. It's great. I have trouble getting off the file ribbon. Same. It seems like if you are using Revit with your consultants, these overlay features are redundant. Agreed. I guess if you're using Autodesk Construction Cloud as a platform to see issues, but this is maybe internal and construction phase. So in addition to, let's see, unfortunately, not all of these are using Revit. Yeah, exactly. Like downstream effect. Some people aren't using Revit. Portable document formats are still, to this day, one thing that everyone has on a team. It looks like more, OCR and steroids. Yeah, the OCR feature will be great for this, analyzing your data. Or there are going to be a bunch of phones to their sessions. Yeah. So we all just saw last week, and if you haven't, check out last week's MCR where we had folks on showing us the integration between Louisa, between Bluebeam and GoCanvas. So that was like tracking dispatches for field, but now we have an AI feature that somehow, if we go back, there was this issues tab. So is that going to be the, not replacement, but a different way of looking at that? So from internal tracking, like what are some of the issues? What do I need to fix? Those types of things. This is going to be, I can't wait to see how they play into effect. And Unbound is in 1, 2, 3 weeks. So, and AU is next week, which you'll be there, Matt. So Matt will have to tell me everything that happens at AU since I will not be there this year. Let's see what's next. If you are in the 2D CAD world, minus value. Yep. Risk depends upon the perspective, owner, engineer, contract, etc. Yeah, so it's just going to depend on that risk, right? And what are they using it for? I saw a demo of Code Comply AI at our fire marshals conference, and that says they can do augmented plan review for code compliance. Yeah. See, the thing about code compliance, and I think this is going to be huge for everyone in the industry and help us just be better at submitting documents. And I mean, the only issue I see with this is that there's going to be a lot fewer jobs, maybe, potentially, at cities and municipalities doing code review if we have at the very beginning of submitting our documents for code review, we're already doing it by AI, right? That's the only thing I could see, which just means more accurate drawing sets, creating a better work frame. Sorry for arriving late, but Firmus is going to be integrated into Bluebeam or separate subscription like GoCanvas, i.e., I don't know. I'll let you all know when I find out. I don't know what that's going to look like, but I was just talking about that earlier. Ben is basically asking, GoCanvas is a separate subscription. Currently, right now, GoCanvas is this, right? Forms in the field. Bluebeam purchased GoCanvas. So this is different than Numachek purchasing Bluebeam purchased Firmus. Numachek purchased GoCanvas. So this is a little bit different. We were talking about that a little bit earlier. So GoCanvas is a sister company to Bluebeam, but Firmus is owned by Bluebeam, which is different. So it may just be included. This is safe harbor statement. I don't know how this is going to integrate from a cost perspective, but my assumption is going to be that it's included in your subscription. It's part of that platform since it's owned by Bluebeam. Is my assumption. Again, safe harbor statement. But the ability to do code check, in my opinion, is going to be huge. And that's where this analyzing PDF drawings for insights of AI-generated markups, dashboards, and trackable issues, is it going to be code compliance? I don't know. I'm interested. So this happened last week. Oh, there's something here too with RFIs. So it's no secret that extensive administration work, including the document review of prolonged RFI responses and wait times, are a commonly overlooked factor of pre-construction and quality control. Professionals join the construction. By embracing a data-driven approach, construction teams can focus on more strategic aspects. Just tell me what it does. It doesn't say what it is. It says RFI, but it says it helps them out. But how does it help them out? It didn't tell me. Okay, here it is. These expert markups combined with drawing overlays were applicable make the review process and resolution easier. So this doesn't really say like how it's going to fix the RFI process. That just says it's like you can review them. Cool. Like, is there going to be this dashboard for issues as RFIs? I don't know. Like, is this going to be in Bluebeam iOS web? And then this is going to be some type of integrated dashboard into it? I'm intrigued. And I guess we just won't know until we're all at Unbound, because I didn't even know this was coming out, just so everyone's aware. This is different than what I talked about the AI product and what it was going to look like for Bluebeam. This is something I had no idea was happening. So just so you're aware, what I talked about 2 weeks ago, this is completely different than what we're going to see being released at Unbound. So interested. What else? So Kenneth said AI as an LLM looking for RFI wording, then reviewing all the plans. Is this something you know? All speculation at this point. Correct. All speculation. Safe harbor statements all around here. I don't know. We didn't know about this. This is new to me. Yeah, just a guess. Yeah, their LLM is probably some type of combination between what they have. There's this tariff material price cost, which interests me as well, because I'm assuming that interests everyone as well. Cool, just bring me to somewhere where I didn't want to look. So I'll be interested to see, like, is it going to look at market data already and see the different costs associated to it? That'll be great, because everyone may be on a build project where they're wondering, at what phases of the build project, when did price increase due to labor and tariff costs, and then having that documented along that build process will be very interesting as well. So through all project factors, financial, according to the Project Management Institute. Okay, that's just telling us more information that is just about. I just want to know what it does. It keeps talking about scope creep here, so I'm wondering how it's going to take that data in. Either way, it's exciting, right? So Bluebeam will have these features, it looks like. What combining Bluebeam plus? So this is what they will be adding. If you're all looking and want to look, this is out on the interweb. Their AI-powered review workflow, smarter overlays and comparison, speed and scale, elevated collaboration. Bluebeam will begin bringing Firmus compatibilities into the product in early 2026 with a preview of it and the technology at Unbound. So this is the new one. It won't be released until early 2026. That's probably when they'll say also, Ben, you'll be there, that there'll be an integration. Oh, and everybody, I forgot. So I talked with Bluebeam has a new, hold on, I got it messaged to me. Hold on. So for all of you speakers worried about the time at Unbound, I got a message. Hold on. Let me read it. So if anyone is able to look, the schedule should be better. The sessions have 30 minutes in between. So you remember how you all were wondering about the sessions at Unbound? Spoke to folks over at Bluebeam, and we asked about that. So you guys should check the schedule again if anyone wants to right now or at some point. Apparently, there's 30-minute breaks now. Remember how everyone was wondering how we're going to get to one class to the next? There should be 30-minute breaks in between. So if anyone wants to confirm that for me. Yeah, I was told that there is 30 minutes. And if there isn't, send screenshots. So if you don't see it, we're teaching MCR live, but I didn't look at any breaks. I just know what time I need to be there. So if anyone has it and wants to relook at the times, there should be 30 minutes in between each session. So, okay. If you look, let me know. But we'll continue back with this. So the other one was the GoCanvas integration. We'll have somebody on from GoCanvas, the product overview. If no one's seen this, go check out how it integrates. We will have somebody on to talk about the GoCanvas app by itself soon. So that'll just be talking about what that looks like from an actual GoCanvas perspective. So if you're out in the field, what do you see, right? So there's this ability to build your own field app through GoCanvas. So if you're out in the field and you need to create some type of dispatch, you could even do this for RFIs if you wanted as well. Any workflow that you're trying to digitize from a portable document format, something that was handwritten as like a form, this will do it on your phone, and you get to organize how it looks and functions on the phone and the feel of the forms itself. And then from there, everything gets into a dashboard on their web device. Now that dashboard can be plugged into like an ERP system. They actually have integrations with Autodesk Construction Cloud. So if you go and look at their integrations here, and if you need to get form data that you used with GoCanvas into Autodesk Construction Cloud, you can actually integrate it into Autodesk Construction Cloud. They already have pre-built integrations, it looks like. If you have integrations that aren't here and you need them to be built, our team will build them as well. So again, just being aware that this is where they currently sit at with integrations. ACC is one of them. So if you need to integrate any of your form data that your folks are using out in the field, so we'll scroll back up, right? They're out there in the field going through and working through some of their daily tasks, right? So they have like a timesheet, daily reports, site inspection, and that form data need to live back in Autodesk Construction Cloud. You can push that form data back into ACC. So just being aware that this is compatible, but it also is used for a field. This was purchased by Numachek, who owns Bluebeam, so they're a sister company to Bluebeam. They do integrate into Bluebeam. We saw that last week again, but just being aware of this. So if anyone has any questions, we'll have somebody on. We'll announce it in the emails, so please subscribe to the emails if you want to know it prior, and you'll be able to know when we're going to be doing this. I haven't set a date yet with Peter over at GoCanvas yet, but we'll have them on so we can have that conversation. You guys can see what it looks like from the GoCanvas side, right? We saw the Bluebeam integration side, but we didn't go straight into GoCanvas and what it looks like from the GoCanvas side. And then we'll have something similar. This will just be integrated, but again, we won't be looking at this as a solution until 2020. Where was that? 2026, and it says early 2026. So I don't know what that means. Like probably, if I had a tinfoil hat, March, April. And if I guessed right, that's pretty awesome. So we'll see. Unbound app is now out. Yeah. So if somebody downloads that Enjoy. Did somebody find out if there's breaks between? Yeah, I was told there's supposed to be 30. Let's see. Where was I at? Yeah, they said they revamped them. Why is it Unbound recorded? It's not recorded. No, I'm sorry, Danny. We'll have a MCR on it right after, and that's right before my sabbatical. So hopefully you'll get everything from the Unbound recovered, I guess. I don't know how we're going to say it. It's going to be some episode. Does anyone know if Revu integrates into Miro? I do not know, Lee. Enjoy. Should be updated and it's done. Power Query connector to the Unbound website. Do I click this? Can I click this, Doug? Let me know if I can click this right now. Okay, I'm going to click it. I don't know how this is going to work. Okay, so if this is Doug's excellent knowledge of Power Query and integration here. And we love the interwebs because look at it. I can click on something and now it's open. So this is after lunch. Remember, MCR Live is happening 12 to 1 at the Architecture Theater. So yeah, it looks like, so these are probably separate classes. These are all one classes, I'm assuming. And then you have a 30-minute break to your next class. That looks right. And it looks like this is different. These are classes here. So you have 2:30 to 3:30, and then your next class is at 4 to 5. These ones right here. So yeah, there's a 30-minute break. Next one down here, another set of classes. This is Thursday. Next set of classes don't happen until 1, it looks like. So right here. So 1 to 2. And then the next set of classes right here. It looks like 2:30 to 3:30. And then the next set of classes looks like it's here, 4 to 5. So it looks like it's all fixed. Wait, am I looking wrong? These are breakout sessions. Theater talks. Are breakout sessions the same? I don't know. So 1:30, yep. So these are all probably different theaters. 2:30 to 3, 3:30 to 3:30. Yeah. So these it looks like it's updated. So you have time in between now. They're not the same, they overlap. So our case studies, maybe that's the issue. Theater talk. So are these, what's new in Bluebeam? Who's doing these theater talks? Is any of you all teaching any of these theater talks right here? Oh, refresh this. What am I doing? Yeah, see, this is Bluebeam staff. Okay, thank you. So this isn't going to interfere. These are all Bluebeam stuff. For your classes, though, you have breaks between, it looks like. And that was the concern. So I let them all know. So now you all have 30 minutes, hopefully, is what I was told. And I was told to look, and I was out yesterday. So yeah, you guys are doing the breakout sessions. Yeah, so the breakout sessions here, you all have 30 minutes in between. We ran through all those. These are different, though. These theater talks, they overlap, obviously. But if that's not anything in your all's world, then I was just hoping I was communicating information correctly. I'm not teaching there this year. Oh, look it. there's yours, Ben. SEHs. I can definitely pick yours out. Okay, cool. Looks like we got it. Well, there's breaks at the end. So these last ones at the end of the day, you have the last class ends at 3:30. The next class starts at 4 to 5. Same thing here. Let's look at Thursday, 1 to 2, and then 2:30 to 3:30. And then that looks like it's it. 3:30 is the last one on Thursday. Yeah, because these are all theaters and workshops. And again, we'll have folks on figure out the conflicts. We'll have folks on recovering some of these classes. So anyone that is interested in redoing their Unbound class, please let us know. I will ask you all in person at Unbound again so that we can, for those folks that weren't able to attend Unbound, you can get some classes because they're not going to be recorded. So what we'll do is we'll have some MCR episodes for folks to join and redo their class if they want, of course, no pressure for everyone in the community as well. And then we'll have them forever on YouTube. Okay. I think that's it. So let's go through and talk about sets. So Studio or Bluebeam has something that is proprietary to them. It is, I forget the extension file, but basically there is a panel in here that's called sets. So it's a way to organize your PDFs in one PDF set. So like if you have multidisciplinary firm or you are receiving multiple different firms' PDFs and you don't want to combine them together because it's too large of a file, and then maybe there's some old PDFs in there in between and you want to see the old and the new. Bluebeam does have these integrations where it has it's not an integration, it's a panel within Bluebeam, so I don't know why I'm saying integrations, but you have the ability to create what's called a set. So if I go through and create a brand new set on some PDFs, I can go through and open up some PDF sets all in one. So we'll go to my sets documents here. So we'll go to demo docs, and I think I have them right here. No. Creating sets. So all of these PDFs are printed out separately, but you could, I guess, have one that's all together. But these were all printed out separately, and I want them all to be combined into one set. So what I can do is I can hit open. And what this solution is going to do is I don't want these drawing logs here. For some reason, they're in here. Don't want that one. Okay. So I have these PDFs from this PDF set, and they have their file names. And what I'm able to go through and do in here is just decide how Bluebeam is going to match these up into one smooth document and give me some tabs. So what I'm able to do here is say, how is it going to sort and look for the information? So right now it's going to sort and look for the information by file name and page label. You can sort tags with sheets. You can do a bunch of additional settings if you ever needed to. You can copy markups to really newly revised ones. And then there's categories if you want to look at the different categories that are preset to categorize, because we're going to see some categories here if you've never used this tool. And then tags. So I'm just going to do its base settings. Again, if you're not able to quickly name these and number them, I can show you that as well. But I'm just going to hit OK and show you what this looks like. It's going to show you exactly how it formatted these tags. I'm going to hit OK. And then these ones were matched, so I'm just going to hit OK. So what this solution does in Revu is it creates these it's a BEX file. So I forgot that that's the extension. Proprietary to Bluebeam, this BEX file. It does not work in a studio project, just so you all know. So if you're using studio projects, I'm sorry, you can't store the BEX file and it opens them up this way, unfortunately, because you can do file open the set. But what this does is even though these files are stored separately, it looks as if and functions as if these are all open together. And how that works is if I go and I scroll to the next one, it won't let me actually scroll to the next set unless I have them open, meaning the draw tree is, selected, I guess. I forget how you want to say it. But now I can go to the next one as well. So as you're going through and you're looking through these, it won't let you go back and forth unless you have that set open in this drop down. But basically what it lets you do is have these PDFs open, and then even if there's a new one or an old one, you'll be able to see. I shouldn't have said copy markups over because the superseded one, someone did a slip sheet and it superseded it and then brought that stamp over. But anyways, you could see here, I can see an older one, even though that there's a newer one here in this document set. So if there's a revised one that's the exact same, you'll see this little arrow that shows the old one and then the new one next to it. And then you're marking up that new one, which I can't delete this one, but I would have deleted this markup here because it didn't let me go through and do that. But you have that ability to see an older PDF. And this is something that is built into Revu, allows you to navigate a complete PDF set, even though they're not stored in one area. So this is something that Bluebeam has always had. And again, you're just going to go File, New, you navigate to those PDFs, and then you can file save as a set as well. So when I go through and mark up and I hit save, it's saving that original PDF wherever that PDF lives, but you can actually open them back up as a full completed set by saving this as a set. So you can save this set, whatever you want to name it, it's a BEX file. And then what you're able to do is come back into here and you can open that set and wherever it lives. So if I wanted to open any of these original sets, it would reopen that entire set. So even though the PDFs don't live together, which you may not want them to live together because if PDF file size are too large, it's, a 200-page document and you don't want to navigate through all of them at one single time, right? That means you're going to the thumbnails and you're seeing loading, 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 loading. It's taking too long to open. You can actually export those as individual PDFs. You can have it name it that way as well. And then you can open it with Revu's sets, and it makes it a lot easier to navigate in Revu itself. So I'll exit out of here and kind of show you what that looks like. If I were to open up my structural set here and I wanted these to be individual, they're not actually named correctly to help me do that solution better. So what you can do is you can actually go through and create page labels for your PDFs. So what you can do is hit create, and then from there you can hit page region of data. So I want to get the page number first. Then I'm going to use an underscore here, and this helps out downstream effect as well. Things like going into Procore, I know for a fact because someone told me that at one point. But I'm going to grab the page name now. So now here's the number and the name. I'm going to hit OK, and it went through and did that all for me. And then the second step could be I'm going to extract these pages as individual separate files here. So you're able to go through and extract these as separate files, allowing it for it to be separate. And then you can use page labels here as the naming of those files. I don't want to open it. We don't care about hyperlinks, but if you did care about it, you're more than welcome to do that. I have a remove file folder. I'm going to select this folder, and those are all going to go there. I'll go back to my file folders here at my desktop. I'll go and look at the remove. Oops, I extracted one. Extract pages, selected one. We want all. Of course I did that. Great. Now we'll go back to my desktop, my remove folder. Yes. So now they're all here as separate PDFs, named the way they needed to be named. Again, super easy. If you needed to create page labels and rename your pages and export them out as individual because the file set's too large and you want to be able to then create a set with them, same kind of concept. So let's see. They're all talking about classes. Yeah. Yeah. Doug said, don't do what I didn't do it, but that's why I didn't do it because I knew don't select open files after extraction because then they all open, especially if you did all 100 of them. No, they can't be uploaded. Studio Session doesn't leverage sets either. Projects and sessions, you can't upload a BEX file into here. Does that make sense? So like the BEX file extension is the issue. Even if it lives in like projects, because I've tried storing it in projects and opening it from projects to like, hey, open the panel here, it won't do it. So even if I stored that BEX file in here, it won't like open the actual file location and show me all the navigations to the PDF, unfortunately. Let's see what else. I think I got everything. Yeah, Doug's saying you can upload all the individual files. What you do is a drawing page index. Yeah, another one, you could do it that way too. So there's a way to create a page index for those folks that didn't know. What I'll do is I'll just show you kind of what that looks like with this full set. We'll just rename these again really quick to show you what a page index can do. So we'll go through and create this from page region again, underscore here. Add the name, hit OK, all pages. Now what I can go through and do is create what's called a page index. And I don't think it's in bookmarks. Is it in bookmarks? I think it's in bookmarks. Yeah, I can. So create bookmarks from page labels. And then I'm going to create the page index from here. So what you're able to do is you'll see that these are bookmarks, but you can create them as page indexes. And what I'll do there is just hit create page index. Let's see some settings. That's fine. So now I have a page index. And you're like, hey, Michael, it's by itself. It is. Copy pages. Paste pages. Just like that. It's now part of the set, and it hyperlinks to those. And set is one of Doug's favorite tools. I'm assuming because he gets a lot of PDFs from different team members, and that's going to be the best way to open up PDFs by themselves. And you can tell I had that PDF closed, but the set's still open, so I could have navigated to those PDFs whenever. So take it from Doug, who does a lot of cost estimating. He loves sets. Where it gets complicated to me is some on my team are still using the other PDFs software that shall not be named. Yes, we do not name that software. Ironically enough, though, I have the Creative Suite installed, and I've been waiting. Where is it? Yeah. So I have the Adobe Creative Suite installed specifically for editing videos. I could theoretically download the other solution to see what it looks like, and we do live comparison if everyone's ever interested. I just haven't decided to ever download that solution. George, same. It was LA. Loves the other software, even though, yeah. Someone sent me one the other day, and the notes in it are they are terrible. And I was looking through it through the web browser, and the way that you look at the notes, you click on the notes, and it's really hard navigating. Even if it was like my bread and butter solution, it's clunky. It's not intuitive. A lot of Bluebeam's base solution is very intuitive and easy to use, where that other solution was a little bit clunky because it's not how we would use a solution in the industry. Definitely not. So it's more meant for really nothing, to be honest, anymore. Bluebeam has a very cost-effective basic license that is comparable to the other solutions out there at its base cost. So Adobe Acrobat, I think, if you look at the base cost, it's like $19 or something like that. But I guess if you get the Creative Suite in and of itself is pretty expensive. It's like $56. unless you get it on Black Friday like I did. So cool. Nothing else in the chat. We'll continue onward. But yeah, so basically, again, you've created these, you've named them. You can then go to your sets. And then from the sets, you can create the sets from the naming conventions, and then you're good to go. So just being aware that it's easy to name your files using the solution of grabbing regions of data. Again, you just have to be aware that your PDF is vector enriched. And if it's not, there is the optical character recognition under batch OCR. So every solution in Revu, the basic, core, or complete tier license tiers all come with OCR now, which is optical character recognition, right? So you don't have to worry about which solution you're getting. One of the main reasons why they did that is because that basic tier is meant for admins. Things like OCR and forms is no longer in the highest tier specifically. It's in that base tier for those admin users. And you want to do a lot of this again before you upload anything into like a studio session or uploading it into the web app. But let's see, Doug said, yeah, there's a cup of coffee on Plants with, which is okay, but not Revu. Yeah. I've never used PlantSwift, so if anyone has some insights on PlantSwift, feel free to drop them in here. I love to compare solutions, so never afraid to venture into something that I've never used before. Like if you all remember the other day, we did Autodesk Takeoff, and I've never used Autodesk Takeoff, and we learned it together in under an hour. And that was a really cool solution built in the build platform. So if you ever are trying to do quantity takeoffs, especially on a 3D model, that was pretty slick. Yeah. On-screen takeoff, I've had a couple of people switch from on-screen takeoff by using Revu. There are some different nuances between on-screen takeoff in comparison to Revu, and that's just, again, conversation. Perfect. So that is sets at its bare minimum. You can create additional tags if you wanted to. You can search within the sets. You can go through and search for something in that specific set. You can do the visual search, all of that. Again, just as you're using the sets, you have all of your options here on what you can and cannot do. You can add files to the set in the middle of the set. You can modify the set. So again, the sets within Revu are definitely powerful and are something I think that are underutilized. And that's just because we don't look at that panel and understand what you can do with it. But it's that ability to go through and navigate through your sets with them not being a combined document set, especially if you have a large file size. You want to make sure that you're doing or using sets, because then you're not looking at all 100 PDFs. They're all broken out like they need to be. So again, sets are definitely a powerful tool. Highly recommend using these in the future if you haven't yet. Test it out. It's not that complex. So again, just go and hit new set. No, I don't want to change this set, so don't save. We'll close this set. Nope, don't save it. Again, you're just going to hit new set. You go and look at your PDFs that you want to create into one single set. And we'll go to my demo docs here. We'll go into creating sets, and we'll select all of these just like that. Hit open, and I'll remove those wonderful random 2 drawing logs. I think that comes from the sets, Doug. Is that what that comes from? I have no idea where those come from. And then all I have to do is hit OK. Again, you can go back and rematch them, but just make sure you go through and name them correctly like I just showed you how to. Super easy. Hit OK, these matched. And now you have your full completed set. And Doug said, yes, that drawing log comes from creating sets. So that's probably why they're there, because I've done this a couple of times. So Doug says it's really great if you have multiple disciplines together that you need to access from one source. Agreed. 3D model available for takeoff. I'd settle for a decent set. I know. Yeah, that comment was to the fact that we were taking a 3D model. So if you're in Autodesk Construction Cloud and you're using a product called Build, you already have access to the models. Well, hopefully you do. And if you do, you can actually take quantities off of 3D models, and that was super cool to do. And it actually organized your modeled elements like Tandem does and collaborates them into one grouped item by like category. So that was really interesting to see as well. Maybe if you all want to see, or if anyone wants to see Autodesk Takeoff, we can do that again. And maybe we'll have somebody from our construction team come in and show it off a little bit better than I did. I kind of, fumbled around in there, and then we got to what we needed to get to. It creates a nice report. You can do the exact estimates of cost in there. So that was pretty cool to see as well. Alrighty, so that sets some new things on the horizon as we just saw. As things ever evolve in our industry, this new Firmus connection or integration, we don't know what it's going to look like. To me, it sounds like it's going to integrate because that's what it says here, but that will happen in early 2026. We will see it at Unbound, so I'm excited to see what that looks like. And then we'll have somebody from GoCanvas. How many of us, I know I can't see your hands, but maybe just, say something in the chat. How many of us want to see GoCanvas live? Oh, you can raise your hands. I forgot. If you're on YouTube, put in the comments. Isaac does, Doug does, Ben does, okay. Jolie does. So what we'll do is we'll have somebody live from GoCanvas on soon to see that integration, not the integration, because we already saw the integration last week. But what we'll do is we'll actually go through and see the GoCanvas side and how the GoCanvas side works at its bare app perspective. Because if I remember correctly, he showed the phone from that perspective, but even the web app is pretty cool. The ability to create forms, then you customize how they look for the user out in the field is pretty spectacular as well. They have this ability in there too, if you ever wanted to do location, but location where maybe even the person using the dispatch form doesn't see it. So there's some cool like embedded things that you can do in there to make sure folks are where they are or where they need to be out in the field as well. They have a lot of things coming out, and I don't know if it's released yet, so I don't want to say it. That's why we'll have Peter on, that are really going to enhance that field workflow. But again, we'll have their team on. It looks like we have a good enough group of folks that want to see it, and that'll be good. So without further ado, thank you all for your time today. We'll see you all next week. And if you have any questions in between, maybe I'll be able to get the GoCanvas team on next week, if not the week following. But I appreciate every single one of you for attending today, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. Thanks again, everybody.
Hey there, thanks for tuning in. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of the other content on our channel.